During Monday's coronavirus press briefing, President Trump made the claim that he had the absolute authority to force states to open up the economies. That did not go over well, as a CNN reporter decided to challenge it.
You said when someone is president of the United States, their authority is total. That is not true. Who
Okay,
told
you know
that?
what we're going to do? We're going to write up papers on this. It's not going to be necessary because the governors need us one way or the other, because ultimately it comes with the federal government. That being said, we're getting along very well with the governors, and I feel very certain that there won't be a problem. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Has any governor agreed that you have the authority to decide when their state
I
opens
haven't
back
asked
up?
anybody because
But
I
no one
don't,
has
you know why?
agreed.
Because I don't have to. Go ahead, please.
But who told you the president has the total authority?
Enough.
Oh, he obviously did not like that question. Couldn't answer it. Couldn't answer it. Why? Because he doesn't have the authority. By the way, that was CNN's Caitlin Collins. Nice work. Nice work. So Donald Trump, look, he's wrong. He doesn't actually have the authority. The authority is within the Constitution. And the Constitution clearly gives that authority to the states. And so, no, he's absolutely wrong about that. The guy's acting like he's king of the United States. He's not. I remember when conservatives were really angry about President Obama, right? They called him King Obama because he was making these executive orders. I don't hear that same concern about President Trump when he claims that he has authority over the states, which he clearly does not have. Just saying, where are you? Where are you? Look, he's got no right to open up the state economies. As much as we would all like to get back to normal, it is not likely to happen in the short term. But here's the thing, right? So you actually don't see this a lot in the media. And it's because of access. Let's be honest, the media, even in the time of Donald Trump, still wants to have access to those press briefings. I don't understand why. These press briefings are basically a waste of time. I mean, what are you doing? Donald Trump has basically replaced MAGA rallies with this. Since he can't have MAGA rallies right now, he decides to use press briefings as his own rally. In fact, they even showed at one of the most recent press briefings a pro-Trump movie. I mean, it's ridiculous. But so, look, I do give credit to this reporter, Caitlin Collins, because she did challenge Trump, and she's among some of the other journalists that are starting to actually challenge Trump on this and to question him. Jim Acosta is another one. I'm wondering when he's going to start kicking people out. Interestingly enough, he kicked out One American News, but that's because they weren't doing social distancing, which is kind of ironic. But hey, if he does kick out reporters, I actually think that's fine, because why in the world are they covering these anyway? These briefings are chock full of misinformation as long as Trump's talking. Dr. Fauci, obviously a lot better. But again, he's doing these instead of rallies because he can't do those rallies anymore. So I hope these reporters keep pushing him on the facts, on factual information, and actually give credit to Trump when he does do factual information and when he does something right. It's not about having a press that is one side versus the other. No, it's about having an objective press, not a neutral press, but an objective press that actually pushes back on politicians. And I hope that they do this after Donald Trump. I'm glad that they're doing it with Donald Trump, but I'm afraid that if a Democratic president gets into office, that we're going to be back to having a press that's essentially not, it doesn't challenge our politicians enough on things that they get wrong. Because look, Joe Biden is likely, he's obviously the nominee, presumptive nominee, and could very well become the president of the United States. And Joe Biden doesn't exactly have a history of being honest as well. And so I would hope that these reporters would challenge him on his past. But again, knowing what I know from the Democratic primary, that doesn't seem so likely. So we'll see. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.